My sweet children, welcome. So, we got a lot to unpack here today. Um, I am finally um, somewhat emotionally sound of mind. I had a rough Saturday. I made just like a silly parlay, all 13 fights. Um, and let's just say I fumbled the bag. I'll go over it in more detail, but I got 12 out of the 13 fights right. The only one I got wrong being the main event. So I was offered a cash out and I didn't take it. But yeah. Anyways. Rough times. So Eileen Perez, Ashley Evans Smith, super dominant fight. Eileen just being an absolute baddie out there. My good lord. Munoz and Deaton. It was a pretty competitive fight, surprisingly. I feel like Deaton was kind of overlooked, I guess, in this matchup. I had Munoz winning, and I was nervous. like on my bet slip, I had him to win, rather. But yeah, I was nervous when they were reading the results. Tyson Nam and Azat Maxim, heavily favored coming into the match was Azat, and he showed why. Tyson Nam's always a live dog. Counted him out before in the past and paid for it. But yeah, it went the way that that was expected. This was a really fun fight with Evan Elder and Gennaro Valdez. Yeah, super competitive. Again, another case of the odds makers maybe not getting it quite right. Elder was definitely a few steps ahead in the skill department. You can tell that he just held he controlled the fight, you know. But yeah, definitely more of a test than we thought. Anyways, Melquizael Costa and Austin Lingo. This was a fun fight. Melky kind of reminds me of like a young Tony Ferguson, but just like taller and longer. Just like wild, you know, with like heavy damage, you know, heavy emphasis on damage. We didn't really get to see too much of his ground game, but apparently it's good. He's got a bunch of wins by sub. Yeah, it was a fun fight. Poor Austin Lingo got beat up. Albeit he had some moments, but yeah, he got beat up bad. There were a couple times where he got hit, and you could just tell he was just like, fuck this shit. Like, fuck this shit. Just the look on his face was not good. Anyways, we move on. Poor Estela Nunez dislocates her elbow. Is that 34 seconds into the fight? Yeah. Victoria goes for an ankle pick. Nunez tries to like spin or roll to evade it, and just fell wrong on her left arm, I guess. But yeah, that was a nasty one. That was a nasty one. Moving on, another like fun fight. Like a lot of these fights were fun, like some good wars. Another one that was like kind of close, kind of had me a little nervous on the bet slip. But yeah, Melsick comes away with it. I thought fairly decisively, but again, like Let's had his moments. Longo's boy Nas. Honestly, I just picked him just because of Longo's like high praise. I watched the Anakin Florian show fairly often. I love John Anik. He's probably one of my favorite like MMA personalities. But in any event, I've just been hearing Longo talk up Nas for so long on that show that I had faith in him. Albeit there were a lot of fouls, there were a lot of fence grabs that went unpunished, and I saw T-Rex posting on Twitter about it. Rightfully so. He's got a right to be pissed. But yeah, that's on the ref. Anyways, we move on. Sorry, let's try to make this a little bit better. I keep thinking that I've got shit on screen when it's not on screen. There we go. But yeah, anyways. Shitty loss for Terrence McKinney, but Nazim Sadikov gets it done. Norman Dumont and Chelsea Chandler. There's a really funny moment in this fight where Chelsea just like sprinted away from Norma, and the commentary booth just sort of like broke character. DC was giggling like a little kid. But yeah, fun fight. I'm glad that Norma got it done. I had some doubts. Chelsea came in with a pretty solid record. But yeah, Norma handled her. There was some beef, I guess, coming into the match. They were going at each other a little bit, the face-offs, but man, yeah, Norma looked good. Proud of her. She's had some like not so great showings in the UFC, but like, didn't she get knocked out by Megan Anderson? Other than that, she's looked pretty great. But yeah, moving on. Albert Duraev, Jin Young Park. This was a crazy fight. Like another war. I feel like if Duraev was fighting anyone not named Jin Young Park, it would have probably gone in his favor. He hit the Iron Turtle with some crazy shots. He was just totally unfazed. Yeah. Another wild fight. But I'm glad he got it done. Because he was another one that I had on the bet slip. Ottman and Zaitar, Francisco Prado. Francisco had the age advantage. He's a younger dude. He's never been stopped by KO or sub. He might even be undefeated. Is he undefeated? Check out our boy. Oh, he's got one loss. What was his loss? There are people walking around. What was his loss? Where's this man? Yeah, it was a decision, so he's never been stopped. I was right there. And it was actually his last fight against Jamie Malarkey. Whoops. But yeah, promising prospect. While it may have been a little bit of an early stoppage, I think it was Chris Tognoni. Yeah, the referee. I remember him hearing in the corner after the stoppage when Ottman was protesting. He's like, you didn't need to take any more. Like, you didn't need to take any more. And I think that is a pretty true statement. He was getting beat up there, and sure, he may have gotten out of that spot, but I don't know. Racked up a 10th victory on my bet slip, though, on my parlay. So at this point, shit starts to get a little bit serious. So I've got, or wait, that would have been 11. Yeah, that would have been number 11 out of 13 right there. So let me pull this shit up because I took some screenshots. At that point, yeah, at that point they were offering me $700 to cash out early. Keep in mind, this is an $8 bet that I made. They were offering me $700 to cash out, and I didn't take it. So next, we've got JDM and Basil Hafez. My good lord. I was shitting my pants during this fight. Obviously, JDM was heavily favored, but second weight cut in 2 weeks. And he's fighting a killer. Champion in other promotions. He's done really well for himself outside of the UFC before Saturday night. And my good lord, he put on a showing. Close fight. Had me nervous as hell again. But JDM got it. And my cash out offer rised to $858.50. See if I can show that. Yeah. So then my stupid ass didn't take it, and Holly Holm gets fucking ninja choked in 38 seconds of the second round. Holly, what are you doing? Yeah. I was, gutted. Absolutely gutted. And I have yet to recover emotionally from that, and I don't know if I'll ever forgive Holly Holm for that. But today's a new day. It's Wednesday. I planned on making this sooner, but I've got a pretty rigorous work schedule. It's going to be calming down next month, so hopefully I can get to making more videos for you guys. But yeah, until then, be good to one another, and love yous. Catch you next time. Bye bye.